1, 2, 3.
Paul Preston here, and I wanted to introduce my partner because points to him for getting it together to do this from the road, coming to you from the road, Adam Witt.
Live from beautiful Los. Oh, well, I had the curtains open and it blew out the whole image, and you couldn't see anything out there. But yeah,
Adam Witt's silhouette, everybody. Yeah, that's what would happen.
It's exactly what you would have seen. Yes, no, I'm amazed. I have to say, Paul, as a person who at least once a week or so picks up my iPhone to do something and looks at the iPhone and goes, "Wow." I would also like to tell you that I'm amazed that in all of 5 minutes, because I was working right up until showtime here, I was able to set up my camera and my microphone and my light, and I did all that in like 5 minutes, and now we're live and broadcasting, and I got to say that's amazing to me. And 2 people are watching. Well, there's going to be more, but
usually it's a slow build. Yeah,
it's a slow build. And what I love to say about that is,
no, wait a minute, don't say anything interesting yet. Wait for the other people to get. Oh, wait, go ahead, say it.
All right, yeah, they'll catch it on rerun. But I do love that clearly a group of people have set the alarm bell, subscribe and alarm bell, because as we start the show here, 2 people are already joining us, but then we just watch as more and more people join us, which means thank you for subscribing and hitting the alarm bell, which means you've received an alert, and now they're in the process of going to their computers and everything like that. It's amazing technology, right?
So as an old, you're amazed at the phone. As an old, you're amazed at the technology. And as an old, I'm amazed that you set it up. So there you go.
Yeah. Man, there's such a better backdrop than I could have right now, but I'd have to haul all this crap all the way over there. I wish I was on a laptop right now, but
well, it's always next week, because you're there for a minute or 2, right? Doing a show.
Yeah.
Can you say or what? I don't know what you're.
I think I can say working on. I'm sure they'd like the advertising. Penn Teller's Fool Us, 2 of my favorite influences in the world, and through a random series of connections that. And once I got on the show, I realized wasn't that random, because it turns out I knew a bunch of people on the show, which is not how I got on the show. But
once you got there, that's it.
Yeah, working with 2 of my very, very favorite people, Penn and Teller, and I mean, it's both. I do have to say, I'm such a Penn and Teller geek that I was a part of the Penn and Teller fan club in college, and Penn and Teller's How to Play with Your Food, by the way. And I think anybody that enjoys us and enjoys our antics and sort of the way we enjoy life, that the guidebook, when I got into improv in college and started becoming a goofball and saying, hey, I can have fun, and I don't have to. That Penn and Teller's How to Play with Your Food was an essential philosophy guide to life. I read Penn and Teller's How to Play with Your Food, and it was like the entire thing is just how to have fun, how to not take this situation seriously, how to find the fun in the smallest little things and make a game out of it and play with it. And here's how to mess with your friend. Here's how to just like enjoy. I mean, there's a whole story on there where Penn was in a truck stop diner, and he loved eating at truck stop diners. And I just like an obsession like that, which I will now, would be a part of. Like, oh, I'm going to go find the greatest dive bar and make that my, home for the night and things like that. But he found out there was red Jell-O on the menu and got in a whole conversation about how happy red Jell-O makes you. And so he ordered red Jell-O for the most burly looking truck driver at the truck stop. And then afterwards, this big burly, truck driver comes over and goes, I just want to thank you. I haven't had red Jell-O in a long time, and Doesn't it make you happy? Anyway.
Listen, I've been doing Ghostbuster parties for a while now with the
Yeah.
Ecto One that I
You're the
bought.
biggest kid.
Yeah, so I have access to green Jello more than one should, because
That's
they're
hilarious.
constantly making it for Ecto whatever dessert at these parties, and
Oh
now
yeah.
and there's also tiny little eyeballs that are just like hard candy, kind of like the old
Yeah.
grandma's mints that flavored and texture.
Yeah.
And so yesterday the kid was like, "Can we get more eyeballs?" So they were like pouring eyeballs into the green green Jello. So yeah, I'm adult, but I have that access to that more than probably most.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that it's okay to be a big kid, because once you start growing up, you're like, okay, well, it's time to do adult things and leave these childish pursuits behind. And immediately in college, I joined an improv troupe, and I read Penn and Teller's How to Play with Your Food, which was given to me
Not
by
so fast. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Turns out you can make a living at this, and so it's really cool. So I was a part of the Penn and Teller fan club, and I remember I got the Penn and Teller. I still have all these somewhere. My closet was covered with all the little things they would send, 8x10s and stuff of Penn and Teller, and I put all my heroes on my closet door, Kids in the Hall and all this sort of stuff. But
Samantha Fox.
Samantha Fox, of course. Yes, Bo Derek. But I remember the actual letter that said they were moving to Las Vegas right before I graduated college. So it's just kind of crazy. I'm like, wow, I'm here in Las Vegas working with Penn and Teller. I mean, I'm not working with Penn and Teller. I never meet those guys. Although thanks to quarantine being gone, I've had sightings more than previous times. We were really locked down the first time I did this, and I never saw them at all until briefly, get out of his car. Hey, how's it going? But I've now had like 6 Teller sightings, and 1 Penn sighting, but I consider a Penn sighting if you hear that voice down the hallway, which is that's one of the most recognizable voices in the world.
That's why it's like Penn and Teller, because Penn can get hired for other things. You don't see Teller too much because his game is he doesn't talk. But Penn, of course, was the voice of Comedy Central for a long time.
Oh, that's right.
So like he could get hired for all these other things.
Next on Comedy Central. Hi, I'm Penn Jillette. I've worked on my Penn Jillette impersonation for 20 years. It's a very hard one to do.
Oh yeah. Who does that? Nobody. Anybody does that.
I know that's. We've always made that list of like, oh, what are impersonations that nobody does?
Yeah.
Penn Jillette's one of those. Next on Comedy Central.
If you can do someone nobody does, that's what's a huge win. I remember Ross Marquand came on our show. We played the clip before of him doing Harrison Ford, but he does Brad Pitt. Like nobody does Brad Pitt, and he does it so well. It's like, hey, just want to say, he's like, he does it. He does Brad Pitt. Does the look and the demeanor and the way he talks and the eyebrows. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he had a lot of them that nobody does. Like Richard Jenny or something like that. Yeah, Kevin Spacey.
Did you see Penn and Teller in Chicago? Okay, so did we go to that show together? Maybe, I don't know.
I bet we did.
Is that the one where you go up on stage at the intermission?
Yeah.
Okay, so we might have gone together. They do a whole thing where they put Teller in a pot or something, some big cask, and then they slice it through with swords, and you're like, oh my god, they're
stick
stabbing
all these things in it.
But they figure out, well, clearly he's not in there until at intermission you're invited to walk up on stage and see him in the thing and all the swords right where they were without any
and he just look up at you.
Yeah well, kind of, you can only kind of look up because he's in there just right to not be stabbed, I guess.
Well, that was the thing. The trick of the thing is all the angles of the barrel, since it's rounded, there are so many angles that create a pocket in the middle, but you never know that because when you're looking at it from the front, it just looks like, oh my God, there's no room for a person in there. How in the world did you survive that? And their big thing is like, all right, we'll reveal how the trick is done. It doesn't matter. It's showmanship. It's not that you think we're magic. It's you can know exactly how the trick's done and enjoy it. Ooh.
And since then, they've gotten the residency at the Rio for who knows how long, and I saw them there too. And if you get to go see them there, it's of course they finally have a play space that's there, so they can do everything they can possibly imagine, as opposed to coming into the can't remember which theater it was in Chicago, but taking it over for a day and doing what they can. But this place is their playground.
Oh,
And
okay.
they still meet and greet, if I'm not mistaken, everybody after the show. They're out there in the lobby. Doesn't matter how big they've gotten, and everybody knows their name, and they've had multiple television shows, and they've toured forever. And a movie, by the way, which has my favorite line of all time in it. A line I've actually waited to be in a movie until they finally did it. This was like 30 years ago now, but they're running away, and they've got the girl, and someone's chasing them, and they go, "Do what you want to the girl, leave us alone," and then they run away, which is like a line I've always wanted to hear. So glad they delivered that up.
Yeah, and the greatest name for a movie too, which is Penn and Teller Get Killed.
Yes.
Directed by Paul. Ready?
Ooh.
5-pointer.
Albert
Great.
Pune.
Oh wait, who's the other reference I'm supposed to drop right about now? Who's the guy that directed Tomorrow Never Dies?
Roger Spottiswoode.
Roger Spottiswoode. That's
That was it. Michael Lapted. Either way, but I know you.
No. Yeah, Roger Spottiswoode. The who's the guy that directed Blue Thunder?
John Badham.
The John Badham of the 90s. Anyway.
Here with William Harold's phone went off. He forgot why, but it's normal. That means he hit the alarm. Thanks.
Thank you.
And they're at the Rio, home of the Star Trek convention. Yeah, one of those just went on. My friend Chip, you remember Chip, one of our early guests in the movie Showcast.
Chip here?
You may remember. He was posting photos from there, and William was supposed to be there, but not so much.
Well,
I've never been to an official Star Trek convention. I've just seen where Star Trek's represented at other Comic-Cons and conventions.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, that's true. And this is the closest I ever got to one. I had to work, obviously, but the crazy thing is the first time I came here, all of Vegas was shut down. So I had no work because I work in largely public events when the quarantine hit. And miracle of miracles, in the middle of it, I got this gig, but all of Vegas was shut down. It looked like that Resident Evil movie that takes place in the post-apocalyptic Vegas.
Yeah, whichever one that is.
Yeah,
Thank God I didn't play Inner Geekdom. I'm sure that was in there, right?
Maybe, but yeah, and this entire hotel was shut down, and the only thing that was open was the theater for us. The Penn and Teller weren't during their show, but it has changed each time I've done this gig, and this is. Even last time, it was like, oh, lots of things are open, but I didn't realize how little was still open until this time because everything's open now, including that. And so I went from passing absolutely nobody from my room all the way to the theater. I go through an empty casino, and then the last time the casinos were open. But now, this time, with the Star Trek convention, the entire hallways are filled with Starfleet uniforms, which is just so fun. Yeah. If in your life, instead of working at your office, you pass people in suits and ties, if you could just pass 25 stormtroopers and 15 Imperial officers, or you could just pass a Starfleet full of people, that is just like a great fantasy feeling, the fantasy has come to life when I pass 50 or 60 people in Starfleet uniforms of each different types of shows. There's ones from Starship Enterprise with Scott Bakula. I see lots of those. Last night there was a huge, because it ended last night, so everybody was at the Masquerade Bar in the what is this tower called? Yeah, Masquerade Tower. And I spotted an Ilea from Star Trek The Motion Picture. And I was like, that completes my bingo card. I did not expect to see an Ilea.
Is that the Persis Kambata?
Persis Kambata, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, 5 points. And your winner.
Didn't know the character. The character's got to be 5 points.
Yeah. The answer to the question I asked you, though, Paul, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The director of Penn and Teller Get Killed, the appropriately named Arthur Penn.
I was close. Albert Pune, Arthur Penn. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was in your head.
Did he direct? What did he direct? Did he direct Bad Boys, the original Sean Penn Bad Boys? Did he direct that? Or was he a comedy guy only?
He's mostly known. He's mostly a late 50s, early 60s director, and the biggest movie he ever directed was Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde, yeah. Because I always get him confused then with Arthur Hiller for some reason. In the 80s, I was like, Penn's left over from the 60s. Hiller's new. Hiller was the comedy guy, so Hiller wouldn't.
Right.
So Penn wouldn't have made that.
Arthur Hiller is Arthur Hiller Arthur? The movie Arthur?
Teachers, maybe.
Sure. I'll give that to Arthur Hiller. God, I know like 12 movies that Arthur Hiller directed I've seen in the credits, but I can't think of any of them.
Hey, I never shared pics, speaking of cons, from Comic-Con. I just uploaded way too many of them. Let me show you real quick. You know, that glorious time of the year when everybody descends on San Diego and has now, of course, this was a time of no studios, no big stars. So what this meant was all the B-tier panels filled right up real quick.
Yeah.
But, you know, you take away those things, there's still a ton of crap to do at Comic-Con. So one thing people forget.
What was that photo? It's just that photo up, no context.
Oh, that's just like the Marriott Marquis, where, you know, there's too much going on at Comic-Con that it overflows from the convention center into the Hilton on one side. And
that's right. That's
Marquis
where the other panels
on
are,
the
right?
other. Yeah. And then, of course, into the gas lamp district, into the venues over there, and there's pop-up stuff, and it's, you know, it's massive.
Here's a car. Here's
this
the dog tried to bite me. Dog tried to bite that. Here's the Mormon Tabernacle.
Is it Fletch?
Fletch, yeah.
So, yeah, this is the Marriott Marquis, where they hold, and you forget also, while Comic-Con is going on, there's an entire Comic-Con International Film Festival happening at the same time. Our good friend Brian Crew, who will appear on the Fugitive episode of the Ford Fiesta once it's edited. Our ability to edit far outweighs our ambition.
Yeah, that's us.
But he's been on movie nonsense.
That's the movie guy's promise.
Yeah, he's been on movie nonsense before as well. But he had his short film there, Flat Earther, which he came on our show and talked about. Nonsense. So
Flat Earther. Oh, so he's still getting that out there. That's cool.
Yeah, and they have stuff like this documentary panel. This guy made a big doc back in the 90s or something like that, and he's still been working in documentary television since then. So it's just a whole panel on making documentaries. Like, no angle to it, just like, if you want to make them, here's our thoughts. And that was pretty cool. Yeah. Another friend of the show, Mike J. Nichols, has sat on that panel before, not this year, but he's been there before. So I'm still go there to check it out because I know it's a good panel and it won't be packed. Although the stunt panel I normally go to happened on Saturday. I was only there for Thursday, but Saturday, the stunt panel that Justin Bowler, another friend of ours, is the host of, was packed because, you know, again, those smaller festivals, and they never get a big enough audience because the stunt panel's awesome. It's just, they got no agenda, just stunt people telling stunt stories, and they're all crazy. Like from Brian Danner, here's how I taught Madonna fencing, you know, and like how that went. Right on to like their serious thoughts on Rust and the whole Alec Baldwin thing. So like, it's a great panel, and they don't get enough people over there in the Marriott Marquis. But this year they moved it over to the Omni, and of course, with the lack of Hall H panels to attend that are of great interest, they had a great crowd, which was cool.
Very cool.
What else do I got? I got some photos, sights and sounds. You know, that whole escalator shot always looks pretty cool. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah,
one of my favorite cosplays, right there. That was.
Oh, that's a Cosmo play, right?
Cosmo play. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that was great. The show floor, you know, because even without a whole, that's the only panel I went to was the filmmaker panel for documentaries. Other than that, I went and did a bunch of photo op things and hung out with some friends for lunch. You know, I'm all about the food half the time because right after lunch, I went over for drinks with Barbarian, Kevin Smets, and Frank Janish, who were down there. So I looked those guys up and had a good time with them. And then, hit the floor. And the show floor, as ever, had tons of cool stuff to show off. Like the Lego booth was a Brickbuster video, which is fun. And how about this? Indy and the Ghostbusters in the same place.
And what is the crossover of those two things? Paul Preston.
That's right. I am the conduit between the two.
Classic.
Packed show floor as ever. Just going back and back and back and back and back and back.
Yeah, I really wanted to make it because I just love walking that floor. I mean, I go many times and do not attend a panel. Usually I just go for a day. I love walking
I
that
did.
floor. I love finding toys. I love getting toys. I love having toys.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
They had pop-ups. They had was this the they were promoting the upcoming season of Shogun, which was a reboot of that on FX. Although I never mentioned that, as far as you know. Let's see. Oh, that's true. Good point. The other crossover besides me is Aykroyd. Between
you're
Indy
right.
and
Oh my God.
Ghostbusters.
Now,
For
wow,
both of
what?
them, David and William.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys.
Well played.
That just warms my heart. The fact that two people we know could make that joke and I wouldn't even think of it.
Yeah. And hey, you want your photo ops attended? Give away free popsicles when it's 90 or whatever. Yeah. So that was what we do in the shadows.
I love that painting. That's amazing.
Yeah,
he's so goddamn funny.
Super funny.
Yeah. Jesus, he's so funny.
And then I met my friend Shelby at the that's the way it goes. At the Top Gun bar, because I think I told stories of being at the Top Gun bar. Kansas City Barbecue in San Diego is where they did the Great Balls of Fire sequence from Top Gun back in the day. And it's basically, just like the Westin Bonaventure downtown is movie hotel. That's Top Gun bar. So
I'm going to show you some photos from my knee here.
Yeah, let me delete all of mine, or there won't be room to upload them there. Hang on, I just.
We still got all stuff in the last one. Let's see. Okay.
Oh yeah, so William, Kansas City Barbecue. Yeah, the food was good, but the atmosphere was great. I love how they leaned into it. There's crap all over the walls for that place.
I can't believe that that's a place I just never would have thought to that Top Gun has a location right there.
Yeah, the bar for the new movie for Maverick was built from scratch, reflecting an actual one that exists, but it was not a place you can visit. So, but that one for 38 years or whatever now is still there to check out. 37.
Amazing.
Yeah, let me delete some of these photos and you can share some of yours.
Well, let me change my format from HEIC to JPEG.
Oh, right.
So that I can show them as well, which is an extra step, which harshes my mellow when I'm trying to move swiftly here as a producer and a host. Oh, here. Speaking of the Ford Fiesta, we were talking about protesting by only talking about the Ford Fiesta. I'm going to share this commercial while I upload these photos.
Look, out on the road. It's a car. It's a Fiesta.
It's Wunder Car, Ford Fiesta from Germany, with front-wheel drive and Michelin steel-belted radials for sure-footed traction. Fiesta, Wunder Car, with responsive acceleration that's quick to the rescue. Fiesta, Wunder Car, ready to go long distances on a gallon of gas. Wunder Car, disguised as a Fiesta.
I like it, Clark.
So do I, Lois, at your Ford dealer.
Sir, your cape is showing.
Free plug for bionicdisco.com. So
Straight
that was
from Germany, the Ford Fiesta. Okay.
Was that Clark Kent at the end of that?
It's a regular Fiesta, but it's a supercar, but disguised as a regular Fiesta. So the obvious metaphor is Clark Kent and Superman.
Sorry, I had to duck out and find convert my photos, but I wanted to show you.
Allow me to. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, this entire bar was filled with Star Trek people, and it went, expanded way past that and everything. It was so fun. I mean, it's just every type of Star Trek uniform, and I think Ilea is at the bar, but I think she's behind someone all the way in the back there. But yeah, but it was just so cool.
Did you know the Ford Fiesta was marketed by Ford from 1976 to 2023, over 7 generations? They've mainly been developed and manufactured by Ford's European operations, as this commercial has taught me, perhaps in Germany. And sold over 22 million Fiestas since 1976, making one of the best-selling Ford nameplates behind the Escort and the F-Series. Wow.
Hold on, I gotta make an overlay that says Ford Fiesta fun fact. I don't know.
Oh, now they got to be fun. Oh, you're putting the pressure on.
Where do you type that? Where do you put that? Oh, banners. It's a whole separate thing.
Yeah.
See,
it was discontinued in June 2023. Wow, is that right? Just last month, it was discontinued after 20 million units had been produced. The final Ford Fiesta rolled off the production line July 7th, a month ago. I had no idea.
When I looked up commercials, I was looking for old fun ones or whatever, but the one that comes up the most is that says, farewell Ford Fiesta. That must be a new one. Hold on, let's see what the really, they just finished making the Ford Fiesta?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a video called Farewell Fiesta. It's time to say farewell to the Ford Fiesta. I'm going to download this. Let's.
Well, then I got to get pissed at it. They don't even exist anymore.
Wow. All right, here we go.
First generation, 1976. Probably when he had that wacky commercial. Second generation, the Fiesta Mark II, 1983. Third generation, the BE13. This is the thing. I did auto shows for GMC for like 3 years. Traveled around the country and did. Hey, everybody, thanks for coming out to the New York Auto Show. My name is Paul, and you were at the GMC booth where we bring you the finest in comfort and relaxation as well as power and blah, 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 blah.
The job you were born to do, my friend.
Well, making movies and even more so.
Well, yeah.
But I could blab on about that stuff. But I was always proud that our vehicles were the Terrain, the Acadia, the Yukon, the Canyon, and the Sierra. Those were our trucks and SUVs. Not like the X7. Like I give the vehicle a name. The LS series. Fuck off. Give the car a name. So, Ford Fiesta, I appreciate that.
Wow. The Ford Fiesta. Wow. So during the time of the Ford Fiesta podcast, the Ford Fiesta has actually ended its run.
Yes.
We've outlived it. And Harrison Ford has had an entire renaissance, and we have ended the Ford line.
Yeah, the seventh generation was the B479 or Mark 7 or Mark 8 in the UK. It's all dumb. Ford Fiesta is it. That's all you need. At least that's a thing.
This date in Ford history. This date in Ford history.
Are you aware of what the different brands of Tesla are, Adam? Speaking of William's comment here, you have the S, the 3, the X, and the Y. SEXY. Ha ha, Elon. Billionaire doing dad jokes.
Yeah, what a dipshit. I mean, come on. I mean, well, okay. No, it's fine if you're a marketing student, freshman year of college, but you don't get credit for it.
Right.
You know?
Did you know there was a rally team of the Ford Fiestas? Like they raced the Monte Carlo rally way back in '79.
Wait a second. A racing Fiesta. Hold on a second here. I gotta look this up.
You sound genuinely intrigued. What are you?
Well, I'm looking up videos of this Ford Fiesta racing. Yeah. Ford Fiesta. Oh, it says rally racing.
The motorsport division.
Get the fuck out of here.
They were hot hatch editions introduced, including Super.
You're
Sport,
a hot hatch edition.
XR2, the XR2i, the SI, the RS Turbo, the RS 1800, the Z-Tech S, the Z-Tech RS, and ST. Those are all dumb names.
Yes.
But they did compete, I guess. Yeah. I don't see anything.
Hold on. I'm about to look up a racing Fiesta. I did not even know.
They show a lot of competing here, but they don't say any winning. So, yeah, that's probably accurate.
Let's see what's going on here with the Ford Fiesta.
Yeah, I don't see any
racing. Ford Fiesta ST 1.5 versus a 1.6 ST. clip coming up here in a moment. Here we're gonna
get
talk some
excited,
Ford Fiesta.
get excited, fans.
Here we go. Let's see the power in this Ford Fiesta. This is hilarious. It's a rally car, I guess. Yeah. If Subarus can do it, I guess the Ford Fiesta can do it. I just got a work call.
Adam, get down here now. We're watching you on the thing. What you're doing is completely pointless. You could be working.
Right. What the hell are you doing? Let's see.
I'm in the new Ford Fiesta ST, and next to me is the previous generation Ford Fiesta ST. I bet you want to know, just as much as I do, whether going to this 1.5 litre 3-cylinder engine, that one, remember, had a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder, is a bad thing. So to find out, we're going to have a drag race.
I was wondering that.
Now, before we do, make sure you subscribe to
this drag race.
Also, check us out on Instagram. It's Car Wow Cars. And if you click on the pop-out banner,
there you go, free
plug
plug.
The screen, you can check out our Refer a Friend scheme where you could earn a £50 Amazon gift card. Okay, so check that out.
All right. I didn't have time to edit this.
Race.
Get to the race.
That's the phone call coming in for you.
Right.
Oh, they're getting away. This thing's off. More talk. This is progress, guys. Look at that. Anyone who says it's 3
I love how they
no
don't move
good
that fast.
is so wrong, as I'm proving
Yeah, what'd
now.
they get up to?
That's an easy win.
And they're going.
But
Kind
just
of
how
highway
easy
speed.
was it? Well, the new 1.5 litre 3-cylinder Fiesta ST bogged down a little bit when getting away from the line, but it still did the standing quarter mile in 15.1 seconds. The old ST launched pretty much as badly with its 4-cylinder 1.6 litre turbo, but in the end its less powerful engine made all the difference. It did the quarter mile in 16.1 seconds. Now we're going to have a rolling race from 30 miles an hour.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Check out more on internet.
Hey, checking that you're okay. Ooh, okay.
Ford executives announced a discontinuation of the Ford Fiesta as the cost of parts increase and drivers opt for SUVs. That is true. I mean, even the short time I was working for GMC where it was SUVs and trucks all the time, I mean, that's what the country's moving to. It's kind of everything bigger, dumpier, worse gas mileage. But they're doing that, so the Fiesta
everything's going electric. What are you talking about?
Well,
everything's going electric.
Everything. It's trying. Hopefully, I mean it's slow, but yeah. The last Ford Fiesta left the production line.
Oh, it's not fast enough to save Earth, Paul.
Right.
I didn't mean that it was fast enough to save Earth. No. Right. We're fucked. But the point is, at the 11th hour, we have decided to atone for our sins, which I believe, when the Earth blows up, means we go to heaven.
The last Ford Fiesta left the production line in Germany, like the Wundercar, on July 7th, last month.
Wundercar.
I'll be damned. But did you know they were also featured in films and television shows throughout the year? The Ford Fiesta.
This is the coolest.
No doubt you tuned in for this.
Yeah.
There
is an entire website that will list every car in every movie ever made and TV show.
A lot of European productions, which makes me think that's taking advantage of the German-built Ford Fiesta. That drove people nuts too, by the way, who came in to find out some of our GMC trucks were built in Mexico. They were like, what? I want American made, so there was also Texas and Michigan and other places, but boy, the one plant in Mexico, Ford, like American Henry Ford, they built it in Germany. Wow. They've manufactured it in the UK, Germany, Spain, Brazil, Argentina, Venezuela, Mexico, Taiwan, China, India, Thailand, South Africa. Crazy.
Honda builds its cars in Marysville, Ohio.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Flipping that script.
Yeah.
So the Ford Fiestas have been on all sorts of movies we've never heard of, but the ones we have heard of and the TV shows we have heard of: Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Nice. Okay, so it's behind this car on the left of the screen there. Yeah, that's what it's got to be. That's a Ford Fiesta, right?
Yeah, I think so. They're right there. The big freeway chase that kicks things off with the multiverse.
Sweet.
It's in there. There's so many cars in there. Probably every car is represented at one point. But
fun fact.
Need to get yips. Let's get another movie. Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. Kid delivering the paper drives by a Ford Fiesta.
I love this website. This is amazing.
Somebody documented it. Incredible. And then on TV, you've got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's a Ford Fiesta. I assume they didn't get out of that. It's just in the park.
No. They prop car.
Yeah. In the Heat of the Night, television show, I believe, not the film.
Yes,
and
for
I
sure.
guess that's the tan car in the background there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be it. Not the long one, the short one.
Well, that's interesting because that show was made in the 80s or, the 80s.
Yeah.
But took place in the 60s, right? So it wouldn't have been a Ford Fiesta. Anachronism.
That show was set in the 60s?
Wasn't it? I mean, that's when the first film was made.
No, it can't be. Look at all those cars. On the right is a Camaro.
Did they update it? Okay, I forget.
Yeah.
I don't know if they
It must have been
updated the movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's NCIS.
I love this site.
There's a big nothing happening in the shot, and they're like, "Oh, freeze frame it." We spotted a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah.
That's the best. And then finally,
The best one. The funnest fact.
Not Bosch. Bosch Legacy. There you go.
Bosch Redemption. Not Bosch Redemption. Not Bosch Annihilation. Wait, you left one out, Paul.
Port of Call, New Orleans. Oh, I did?
Yeah.
What I miss?
Hold on a second here. Let me find it. Well, I'm going to find it. I'm not going to.
I shared 6.
Oh. Hold on a second, Paul. There's a big one here. I got to go back to the website here. Oh, no, I texted it to you. Ford Fiesta. Here we go. Hold on, Paul. I
couldn't make that Ford Fiesta news in time. Just could only play the clip.
Hold on. I texted it to you, so let me go find that.
Oh, yeah? Oh, wait, I'll have it right here then. Somewhere.
It's from a significant film to the Ford Fiesta podcast.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Was that a photo?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
I think I sent you the link.
Hold then. I got it right here.
Thank you for tuning in to Adam and Paul Look for a Photo on Their Phones. This is a show where we look for photos on our phones.
Thank you for tuning in to...
Hold on. Let me just...
there's already a show called WTF, right?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I got it.
Do you have it? Here we go. Okay, now I got it. Oh, do I ever have it? Okay.
Oh, I got it.
You do?
Boom. Frantic.
Yes. Yes.
That wasn't on I must have looked at a different website. I did not see Frantic on there, or I overlooked it. I just saw a bunch of shows I'd never heard of. But,
I mean, how great. That's the best Ford Fiesta imaginable. Yeah. I don't know which one it is. Is it the red one or the blue one?
I think it's the red one, yeah.
I think it's the red one. Because there's the Eiffel Tower. Right. And this is that scene at the beginning of Frantic, if you listen to our podcast, where they just the great thing about Frantic, if you haven't heard the podcast, is that when Polanski settles you into the movie, he does doing the classic European filmmaker thing, which is to put you in the role of the character. So the character is jet lagged, wants to get to his hotel. So therefore, the European filmmaker makes the audience feel jet lagged and want to get the movie going and want them to get to the hotel. And it diminishes the beauty of Paris, which, every other movie presents Paris as this, here's all the beauty and all this sort of stuff. But Polanski begins his movie about Paris with them stuck in traffic more than once. They get a flat tire. It doesn't play into the plot at all. They're just taking forever, and he just wants to get to the hotel. And then the very first view you get of the, first thing they would show you in any other movie, the Eiffel Tower, is them delayed behind a garbage truck. So those garbage cans you see right there, a garbage truck has just, dumped and then put back down on the curb. And then a garbage truck drives away, revealing the Eiffel Tower, which is fantastic because it's just such a great subversion of Paris. and then the rest, and then you won't see the Eiffel Tower again until the very end of the movie, and it is replaced by a fake Statue of Liberty, and which plays into the plot. But I love this. This is the shot where the garbage truck, which you can see to the right of the shot there, very far right, just pulled away, revealing a Ford Fiesta and the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Oh
To
my
the
God.
thrill of whoever created IMCDB, the Internet Movie Car Database. We'll give them a plug. Because,
Yes.
Adam, I just found out the most fun Ford Fiesta fact.
Okay.
I looked at the page and I went, oh, I don't see a lot of movies here I recognize, so I'll just pull the 6 movies and TV shows that I do recognize. I didn't realize that on that page of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there are 36 images on this page. I recognized 6 of them, and I was like, well, that must be all they have. I didn't realize that is one page of 158 that have 36 images each of Ford Fiestas in the movies. Holy shit. 158? My
That's
God.
hilarious. Yes. I couldn't believe that either. Then, you start digging into it and you realize, oh, a lot of these are like German TV shows. But I do have to share the page here. Hold on a second here. Share screen. Let's see. All right, look at this. This is so, hold on a second. How do we get it up here? Oh. How do I get it onto the thing? Do I do this? Oh, you got to take the photo off. I see.
Oh, sorry. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Take that out. There we go. Yeah. So, yes, at the bottom here, you will see, 158 pages here. 158. So, yeah, that is amazing. Yeah.
That is somebody who has time.
Yeah. Yes. So that's the Ford Fiesta. Fun fact. And of course, like Bart Caius, we insist all our facts be fun.
A couple more that fun.
Unremarkable.
Oh, I pulled the thumbnail, so it looks like crap. All right. That's Blockers.
Oh, written by Ike Barinholtz.
Yeah, and that's Freaky.
You pulled the thumbnails, didn't you?
That's Freaky, and this is the Second Exotic Marigold Hotel.
Yes. That is so funny.
Yeah. Those are the crap thumbnails.
This is bizarre. God damn, this is bizarre.
I love in the middle of, we've got Frantic up. We're talking about Ford Fiestas, and I watch the number of viewers tick up by 1 and then tick back down by 1.
Oh, what are they talking about? Anyway, Ford Fiestas in movie history.
Ford Fiestas in movie
What an
history.
incredible waste of time.
By the way, we should probably do a mashup of the Tuk Tuk. Have you seen the new Tuk Tuk commercial? From the
You think he'd be proud of this?
God, I love that movie. I have to answer the phone. Can you distract the audience for a second?
Oh, sure. Let me make some plugs. First of all, I mentioned Brian Crew when he was on our show talking about The Fugitive. Edited episode of the Ford Fiesta with Brian Crew coming soon. But for now, he went on such a rant tangent about the way to watch The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. Of course, we all know the Indiana Jones TV show started as the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, but he tracks it in a beautiful 10-minute rant or so from that to what is now on Disney Plus known as The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones, because I guess George Lucas saw that the show was ending, so he shot a bunch of footage to sort of link episodes together, and now it's not all the episodes that were on TV on Disney Plus, but it's a bunch of little mini movies. Other people may know more about this than I. I was enlightened by Brian to where I pulled the whole thing and stuck it on YouTube. So go there and check that out if you want to know how to watch The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. He even says there are a few episodes you could discount, and I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of TV now is like that, where it's too much content, perhaps. I'm in the middle of Blackbird right now on Apple TV, and that's 6 episodes. Oh, wait a minute. I never mentioned that. But anyway, so go watch that. And let me see. Oh, hey, Adam's gone. Get out of here. There he goes. What else can I share with you? We've got, Countdown to 5 show. So recently posted the Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull episode. Wasn't that recent. Might have been a month ago, right before Dial of Destiny came out. So you can go on there and check out our take on all of the Indiana Jones movies, and the Dial of Destiny episode will be out soon. So get yourself caught up. It's an easy-to-digest 6-episode series that has an introductory episode and then 1 episode per indie movie, including the last one, which will be out very, very soon. And follow us on social for that, too. It's at Countdown25 most places. Sometimes it's a 25, like the number 25. Where is that? I know what that is. Hang on. I can tell you exactly what that is. It is Countdown25, written out on Instagram. Countdown25 show, which is Countdown 25 show on Twitter. And then, of course, Facebook.com/Countdown to 5. And you'll find all the episodes for Countdown to 9 there as well, which is a show we put together that did this same countdown series for Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. So check that out. That is up there as well. All right, let's get rid of that. Hey, and show you some other stuff. Oh, I love this. Found this today. Michelle Phillips of the Mamas and Papas. When she saw Star Wars, she said, I didn't even know Harrison was an actor. Oh, Adam, you'll want to hear this. Are you back? You're back? You're back?
I'm back.
I found this today, posted on my website by my friend Johnny. When Michelle Phillips saw Star Wars, Michelle Phillips of the Mamas and the Papas, she said, I didn't even know Harrison was an actor. I remember getting dragged to Star Wars at 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning by my stepbrother who'd done some animation for the movie. I was sitting there watching the screen. All of a sudden, Harrison comes on, and I gasped and said, it's my pot dealer.
Oh, that is amazing. Where'd you find this quote?
Friend, it must be just making the rounds. A friend of mine posted it on my page today. I get a lot of stuff from people now that's Harrison Ford related. Half the stuff I share on the show now is like people put it on my page or instant message it to me because they're like, here's a fun fact about Harrison Ford. And they're often ones I don't know or photos I haven't seen. Sometimes they are, but it's a healthy mix where I come and share this wacky stuff with you. This must be from Michelle Phillips'
amazing
biography or autobiography or
Yeah.
maybe an interview. It might be an interview, but either way, that's hilarious.
That's incredible.
And now from what we know about him, also tracks. Like somebody sent me this, I don't know where. Just here's a shot of the making of Last Crusade. Pretty cool pic.
Wow. Love that.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that behind him? In between him?
I'm trying to figure that out. That's not Marshall, so I can't tell.
No, I mean I think that's Veers, General Veers, right? That's
Julian Glover.
Julian Glover, I think. Yeah.
It's General Veers. It'd be great if it was General Veers and full Imperial.
Actual full General Veers in the
What? I look German. Leave me alone.
Man, a topic I've wanted to get onto about Last Crusade, and I'll go find the photo here, but there's all the promotion photos, which you'll completely recognize. Harrison Ford looks so hung over. and once I show it to you, you'll never be able to unsee it. I've been like, what is with these? And I just saw him again recently. Let me go find him.
Well, we reported on the American Graffiti episode how he and Bo Hopkins would just have these slamming parties at the hotel and get completely faced and dive in and out of the pool and then like dive into the pool and hurt themselves. And like I'm not surprised he kept that up into his 40s.
Yeah. Oh no, they almost got kicked off of American Graffiti for trashing hotels and stuff. Yeah. I mean, he was like the Johnny Depp of the time. But it's so funny. Whatever day they did their promotional photos, and here I'll find it here because it's one you completely recognize.
And have we shared this pic yet? I gotta get the text that goes with it here. But if we shared this one, I'll tell the story. I forget. That's a great pic that I've never seen.
My God, I love that. Oh my gosh, with the Eric Idle.
So Eric Idle, Mark Hamill, and Harrison Ford. Carrie Fisher had rented Eric's place while they were filming The Empire Strikes Back, and Eric was in Tunisia filming The Life of Brian.
Come on.
They were partying there when Eric had returned to catch a football match and dropped in. Apparently, the Rolling Stones were recording 2 blocks away and were at the party as well. It was 1979. Woo!
Can you imagine? I mean, what air that he is being breathed in that room. Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow, Eric Idle. Okay, so I found one of the photos, but any of them from this day of advertising or of promotions. Oh wait, where did it download to? Hold on a second. This is the Ford Fiesta. It's
Hold
being
on.
done.
キリンラガービールください。キリンラガー。いいよね。始めよう。待ってます。乾杯。ミスタービール。キリンラガービール。
All right. That should.
I don't know what the AVIF format is. So instead, let me tell you this story real quick.
You can screen cap it. That's when it's an AVIF. I screen cap it with grab. Right? You have grab. All right. I'll leave you to do that.
Do.
キリンラガービールください。キリンラガーね、そこは取ってください。焼きそばちょっと待ってください。栓抜き柱にあります。お願いします。グラスあっち。ミスタービールキリンラガービール。どうもこれサービス。
Screen grab is PNG format, but hold on a second. It imports.
Yeah. I do like that they almost call him Mr. Beer. That's what I kind of like. And I don't know what I'm hearing, but I hear them like there's a shot of Harrison Ford and they call him Mr. Beer. Oh, that's a great pick.
That's a great pick, but look at Harrison.
We're doing this
clearly been drinking the night before. In any promo photo you see, he just looks like. I can't pull him fast enough to do this, but it's like, it's so funny. I will screen cap from now on. Yeah, here, let me.
Yeah, you gotta just do a grab. And...
You're right. It's advanced techniques, Paul, for the improvised show done in real time.
Sorry, we didn't prepare a show for you guys.
When do we ever?
Mr. Beer. He looks like Mr. Beer in this photo. Yeah.
Yeah, he does look like Mr. Beer. This is the mascot, Mr. Beer. Here, okay, here's another one. I mean, if I ever got to talk to Harrison, he's
I've seen
actually
this picture 100 times.
No, never mind. He doesn't look
maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Hold on. There's one that just really justifies my my thoughts here. Oh, here we go. This one. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second here. This is the most hungover one.
1 second, you say?
Yeah. Do you have something that takes up maybe 30 seconds at time, Paul?
キリンラガービールください。これで。ください。キリンラガービールください。
何？もう出るの？ミスタービール。キリンラガービール。
I gotta look up what kudasai means. Kirin Lagabiro kudasai. I don't know. He just looks hungover to me, but maybe it's. This definitely it gets what an incredible waste of time.
What an incredible waste of time.
Remarkable. Please.
Anyway, he looks hungover to me there. I all these photos from the day they did the I don't know.
Internet says kudasai means please.
Oh,
or
kudasai.
Please give me. They're interchangeable. So Kirin kudasai means give me a Kirin. Give me a Kirin Lagabiru kudasai.
But also in the hotel is the Kiss World, where you can play Kiss mini golf. This was not open during quarantine.
That was on the strip outside or off strip outside of a hotel, just kind of on its own. And I remember when they closed it, I was very sad. And I don't know where it went. So I went to the Rio.
Yeah.
Good. I hate when they just tear stuff down. Like I think everyone watching this would agree that tearing down the Star Trek bar and interactive experience at the Hilton was like the worst thing ever. That show and ride and restaurant was fabulous, top to bottom, outstanding. And they just tore it down. And I mean, I don't know where it is. At least when they tore down the Kiss mini golf, they packed it up and moved it.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything's Kiss in here. Like there's the guy playing the Kiss pinball. And there's Kiss skee ball. There's Kiss. It's nobody's, and all the Kiss Gold records are in the back there. I'll get closer photos of that because I'm sure that's what the audience is looking for.
That's why they tune in to the Kiss Fiesta.
That's why they tune in.
And there was much rejoicing.
There you go, the Star Trek experience. And a good restaurant, too, where you could get greeted by a Ferengi and talk to him, and it was very cool. Or a Klingon.
Greeted by a Ferengi. Now, is that your favorite band of 99, or is that...
Blink-182, greeted by a Ferengi.
Greeted by... Or your favorite Blink-182 album.
Yeah, that's right.
Paul, so one of my favorite things to do when I get to the hotel is I start a new letterboxed article where I list off all the movies I watched while in the hotel. I have been a little remiss in my duties this time, although there are documents of the last 2 times I've been here. Rosemary's Baby was on the other night. Speaking of,
boy, do I live in shame! I've never seen it.
Paul,
I know.
Paul,
I know. And now we've just
Paul. Are we talking right next to a Gene Simmons themed? But. This is the ultimate way to diminish whatever we're talking about. Paul, let's talk about the Writers Guild strike right now. You know, I got this like Gene Simmons car in between us.
I think the producers are being very selfish here.
I think so, Paul. And, you know, these writers are just trying to... but Rosemary's Baby was on.
I know. And we just had the death of William Friedkin, of course, director of The Exorcist. He died today. Yeah, 87.
What?
Sorry. Oh, no. Breaking news.
Died?
Breaking news.
Holy what?
I thought you might have seen that. We don't have
I'm in such a bubble here.
A breaking news banner. That's what we got. That's all we got.
He goes looking for the breaking news, basically a scrotum. I love that I've forgotten the context of basically a scrotum. Paul, Rosemary's Baby, every time I watch Rosemary's Baby, I'm like, this might be one of my top like 20 movies. It is so good constantly. It is always doing something. And every time I watch it, I'm like, God damn it. I mean, that Roman Polanski, say what you will about his etiquette as a human being, but as a filmmaker, flawless. I like him I've never met him, so I only like him as a filmmaker. But
right, exactly. That's the way to put it. What's the story I heard recently? Someone said, I guess who was dating him besides Sharon Tate, of course.
Well, and then his wife since Frantic.
Emmanuel Sanger.
Emmanuel Bayard, yeah.
Emmanuel Sanger.
Oh, Sanger, not Bayard. Yeah.
But there was somebody telling a story about going to see. Oh wow! I wish I could remember who it was. Going to see Rosemary's Baby in the theater, and there's a shot, I guess, that's through a door. You know what I'm talking about.
I'll tell you the story. That story is in the documentary Visions of Light.
Okay.
Paul, have you seen the documentary Visions of Light? Paul, why did you not work in a video store in the 90s? What is wrong with you?
I saw American Me.
All American You.
I saw Blood In, Blood Out. These are the ones I saw.
No, that story is, and if I haven't told that on here, it's such a great story. And again, the whole movie is like, here's the cinematographers do, but in like these great examples that you've just never thought of. Like even if you thought you knew cinematography before Visions of Light, which has never been on Blu-ray. So I actually understand you not seeing it, but it is, hello. We're covering very important stuff, Cam. But thank you. I'll take a break to say hello. Cam, you're gonna have to go back and watch the top of the show. I mean, it is just packed with information. So the story is the cinematographer he goes, okay. And so she crosses the room. She goes into the bedroom to answer the phone. The phone's ringing or whatever. And so, your classic thing is, she stands up, here's a shot here. She stands up, she walks this way, swing the camera around, and he just sets up the shot of the doorway, where she sits down, and Polanski goes, oh, no. Move the camera over here. Move the camera. No. Move it a little this way, And the cinematographer's like, okay. And he does. And he goes, Roman, now you can't even see her answering the phone. And he goes, exactly. And this is the guy tells the interview in this thing. And it is on YouTube, by the way, Paul, Visions of Light. Definitely watch it. And I think someone put a pretty high quality one up there as well. And the whole thing is got the music piece called The Aquarium, which you've heard in other movies, but it's really great the way it's in this documentary. And then the cinematographer's like, and I think this guy's crazy. And then we go opening night, and we're sitting there watching that, and here comes that scene. She crosses it. She goes behind the door, and he goes, and I watch 500 people go.
Yep, that's it.
Try and look around the doorway. And that's that European filmmaker thing where he puts you in the place of the character. And now you are everybody in that room that wondered what she went to the phone. And you don't hear what she says on the phone. You don't know what was covered on that. And all that's withheld. And that just creates such incredible tension. There is a shot.
He kind of did that in Frantic, by the entire kidnapping of Walker's wife happening off camera.
Yeah.
She goes off camera and then she's just gone.
Yeah. And puts you absolutely in his shoes. And sneakily, I think it's only because, I'm a cineast, so I realize what he's doing from the very beginning of Frantic. But if you're just a casual viewer, you're like, well, what's all this? What's all this? But meanwhile, you are becoming Harrison Ford so that when she is kidnapped, when he's not looking, you are just as deficient on information as Harrison Ford's character.
I think I remember now. Yeah. It is Sharon Tate, because I think this story is in the novel of the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
I think that story, Tarantino took it out and made it a story she tells about being at the movies with him. And, and she's going, why did you do that? Like, she says, why did you do that to that shot? And he goes, watch. And then everybody does this, and she
that's cool.
I think he weaved that story into his novel.
Oh, that's great.
By the way, I'm continuing to listen to that novel, and it's just like watching 5 Once Upon a Time in Hollywoods. There's so much bonus material.
Incredible, right? Incredible.
Yeah,
oh my God, Tarantino is such a gift. Yeah. And I'm not just saying that because I go see movies with him in the audience at the New Beverly, which I'm missing right now. But so guess who makes an appearance in Rosemary's Baby that I'd completely forgotten about? This is a photo of the TV. Who's that on the right?
Is it Grodin?
That's Grodin.
Nice.
I was like, Charles Grodin he's a doctor she goes to because, and talk about the ultimate gaslighting movie. Oh, honey, you're crazy. Honey, you're crazy. Meanwhile, there's Satan stuff going on, and she's correct. But honey, you're crazy. And she goes to the doctor and she pours her heart out to Grodin, and he's really sympathetic. And it's like, oh, okay, that's you know what? Stay here tonight, sleep here. And then when she wakes up, there's her husband and everybody, and Charles Grodin doesn't believe her, and she's alone again. And it's like, oh my God, she can't, nobody will fucking believe her. And she's absolutely correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to see that. But all this started with the breaking news down below that William Friedkin passed.
Yeah.
Director of The Exorcist, Sorcerer, French Connection, To Live and Die in L.A. Legend.
Oh, my God. Oh, and, hold on. And he rocked one mean cravat. There's a photo in Easy Riders Raging Bulls. William Friedkin.
Thanks for tuning into the JPEG search Fiesta. Everybody.
Oh, when you see the look he's got, Paul, have you ever found a look where you're like, oh man, I wish I had the balls to dress like that, where is
we'll give you a sec to find that.
Kirin Lager. Come on. この味がビール。切れ味醍醐味。キリンラガービール。
Next time I go to
failed
Denny's, I'm going to be like, moons over my hammy, kudasai.
Kudasai. Ooh, I can start adding kudasai. Man, how about that Exorcist, huh? I'm just looking at pictures of freaking. Oh my gosh, To Live and Die in L.A. Oh my gosh.
To Live in L.A. is so good.
Incredible. But in Easy Riders Raging Bulls, I'll never find it right now. There's this great shot of him with the fucking square glasses and leather jacket and the full cravat.
That kind of Bogdanovich look, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh, yes. Yeah. Out Bogdanovich with that look. I was like, I wish I had the guts to dress exactly like William Friedkin in that shot from Easy Riders Raging Bulls. Oh my gosh. Wow. What a time. What a time.
Yeah, and on the same day, Arthur Schmidt died. I don't know if you know him, editor. He edited Who Framed Roger Rabbit and another movie I'm forgetting.
Did he ever drive a Ford Fiesta?
He was Captain Cravat. Should be showing up in the MCU any week now. Well, he died. Sorry, so someone else left playing.
Captain
Man
Cravat.
slapped a priest, a real ordained priest. Well, that's good. Speaking of Smithy, he just prepped a print of Dead Silence for the new Bev. But is that good? I remember when that movie came out, I ignored it. It didn't look great.
I did, but you know what?
Are we looking reflectively on Juan now and going, oh, maybe this is a good movie?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'd say so. Yeah, I dig Juan. He's way fun. And I love once he hooked up with Blumhouse. I was like, oh, what a match made in heaven, right? Or no, wait, did that start with Blumhouse? Is that how Blumhouse started?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, James Wan. Yeah, so Dead Silence, but any talking dummy movie is I'm a fan of that genre. How do you feel about that genre? Did the commercial for Magic freak you the fuck out when you were a kid? That
the
dummy
poster of that
from Magic? Oh, I never realized that dummy looks like what's his face, the actor. That's supposed to look just like
Roddy McDowell.
No, it does look like Roddy McDowell, but it's and Roddy McDowell looks a lot like a very young. I'm blanking on the name because that's Magic was freaky, man. So freaky.
That's a good point.
Hopkins, thank you, Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony. Yes, but that dummy from Magic is supposed to look like Anthony Hopkins, and I see it now, but it's a young Anthony Hopkins, which is very.
Oh wait, the puppet's supposed to look like him but younger.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Let's find this puppet.
I saw that way too young. I didn't even really get it.
I don't know if it's
that and
good.
The Deep and Coma. I saw all those when I was way too young. One of them's probably good.
Yeah, let's do a film festival of those movies, like the 70s movies.
70s, whatever the hell.
Whatever the hell. Here, look at this. Look at this.
70s,
I mean, this is so.
Fuck movies.
Yeah, it's a 70s movie, so it's weird. But see, young Anthony Hopkins.
Oh yeah, doesn't look like him. No, it doesn't look like Roddy McDowell. Why did it in the poster? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that was my only reference point, I think, at the time. God, what a freaky movie. Written by who?
Magic? Written by...
Maybe directed.
Robert Benton. I don't
No.
know.
It is Butch Cassidy Sundance Kid.
We're running out of...
William Goldman.
William Goldman. We're running out of commercials.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
By the way, with Camshaft here, I have to say thank you for pointing this out. I think she came on a show and said, you got to go see the Disneyland items that are being auctioned off. They're on display at a mall in Burbank. So I went.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She did.
And it
did
ties
tell us
into the
about
show.
that.
They have an Indiana Jones adventure map that they mapped out the whole ride, and it looked like a game. So I think they actually made games out of it.
Cool. That's what the ride looks like?
Yeah, this is kind of an aerial miniature overhead view of the map of the ride's sort of track. And then they took that and made a game out of it. So now you can see there's like pieces. It just needed like dice and playing pieces, and you got a game. And so they did.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love seeing a map of what those rides look like, because when you're in the middle of it, in the throes of it, it's like there's no way you'd be able to tell that, oh, I have turned a corner and I am now kind of back where we started, because you only
Yeah.
place,
Yeah. There's all sorts of cool stuff there. Like the stretching paintings from the Haunted Mansion.
Wow.
They over time they just get beat up, so they make new ones. So what happens to the old ones? This guy bought them. He had a warehouse full of stuff that he just auctioned off. So.
Wow. Oh, speaking of which, I got a story from. Wait,
let me just address this, because I believe it was the posters that were the big deal part of the whole thing. Like, some of these posters were rare. Some of these posters might have been the only ones. I mean, the official posters that they built per attraction.
Those are the originals. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Oh my God. I love the Haunted Mansion ride so much.
Yeah. Haven't made it out to the film, but haven't made it out to the film. You know why? Paul's on strike. As far as you know, that's why I haven't done. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. A truck.
You haven't made it to the film because, much like the rest of America, nobody's making it to that film.
I wasn't aware that half of America was on strike. Yeah.
They must have made it for too much money, Paul. That's why America didn't go see Haunted Mansion. They're tired of how much money these movies are costing.
Right.
Because all of our critics have been replaced by middle managers. I told you shouldn't have taken an hour for lunch, says Richard Corliss. Not Richard Corliss or whoever. GameTime.com. Isn't that funny? Like, all the reviews are like, you shouldn't have spent that much money on Indiana Jones. In the words of James Cameron, when people were complaining about the budget to every movie is too big until it makes money. If it doesn't make money, of course it was too big. Does anyone even know the budget of Barbie? No. Doesn't matter. Not relevant anymore. Indiana Jones.
That's not.
Yeah. You're supposed to make a bunch of money this week, says critic.
Is it good? That's your point, dude.
I told you don't take 2 hours for lunch, says critic from movietime.com. Middle manager movie critics.
Yeah.
That's my new sketch.
What else do I have in here?
These posters are so epic. I saw another photo come up. What is this, Paul? That's
more stuff. Well, the Alien Encounter ride at Disney is one of the great rides of all time, and it's such a shame they got rid of it. It was scary. Like, it was legitimately scary. I think too scary, and so I had to go. It was in the Tomorrowland. There's a little miniature design for Tomorrowland from back in the day up at the top there.
Yeah.
Then there was interesting things like the unfortunately titled bottom right there, the unfortunately titled Midget Autopia, which was a short-lived run on the famous car ride at Disneyland for kids who were too small to ride the actual ride. It didn't last there for long. It eventually moved to some other part of the country and eventually closed there too. But this guy got a car from it, because he's got everything. It's crazy. And Tower of Terror, one of my favorite rides, period, up in the upper right there. They had a bunch of stuff from that.
Wow. This is such legendary stuff, man.
I like the parks.
That is cool.
And fun.
Yes, because you're a big kid. What's that?
Well, this one is interesting because if you've ever heard of like the e-ticket, that's like the highest quality ride you can go on. It's still called that today. But back in the day, they just started with A, B, and C attractions, D, and eventually like you got an e-ticket for like the newest state-of-the-art thing, and then they stopped the ticket system. But since it maxed out on E, now still like you would call Tron, the Tron ride in Florida, or the Cosmic Rewind ride at Epcot, an e-ticket ride because it's state-of-the-art, best of the best.
I just like keeping that term around. Like when you see a good movie, you're like, oh, that's an e-ticket ride right there.
Well, there's a lounge at the top of.
I guess IMAX would be an e-ticket ride.
Yeah, there's a lounge at the top of the Disneyland Hotel called the e-ticket lounge for fancy folks.
That's cool. E-ticket. I like saying, instead of saying top tier, saying, oh, that's an e-ticket, man. E-ticket experience. Do you see Mission Impossible in IMAX? E-ticket, man.
Exactly. Here's a Friedkin story. Cam's cousin was Dana Plato. Up for Reagan and the Exorcist, passed it up for The Legend of Boggy Creek. Now, how many people saw The Legend of Boggy Creek in theaters, and how many people saw The Legend of Boggy Creek on Mystery Science Theater?
Yeah, that's where
I saw it.
Yeah. Oh,
Ross Tower.
Oh, is that where Rousdower is from Boggy Creek?
I think so. Do I have that right? Yeah, let me know. You probably have seen Boggy Creek.
Rousdower. Is that Legend of Boggy Creek? Might be. Rousdower. Now, is that a stupid name or Rousdower? Oh, thank you for reminding me of Rousdower.
I also wanted to share one more thing. We could probably wrap this show up, but
it's been wrapped up, Paul.
It's been wrapped up.
We're just still talking.
I shared this with Adam the other day. I bought a comic.
Hey,
I haven't
Paul's
bought a comic
in the club
in forever. You know, I edit the official podcast for Disney, and we had the editor of X-Men since 2018, Jordan D. White, on the show. You can go listen to that at the D23 Inside Disney website. Just search that podcast. It comes up everywhere. And he was talking about, because they weren't getting any actors or anything on the show. So we got the editor of X-Men, since Disney owns Marvel. And he talked about this huge storyline coming up called The Fall of X.
Cool.
And it launches with the Hellfire Gala. Sweet. He got me all caught up on X-Men. I had no idea that for a few years now, the X-Men had finally gotten their own sort of country called Krakoa. And they've lived there happily until this Hellfire Gala, when all hell breaks loose. And whatever's going to happen on here, I'm excited to read and check it out. I have not quite seen it. It looks like bad guys drop in. Sorry to drop in.
Show me that Wolverine shot again, man.
Oh, yeah. I saw a shot of Wolverine. That was pretty.
It's shots like that that'll make you pick up a comic when you're in a store. That's for sure.
Every shot is like, they're not like, these are not frames. They're hardly frames in this. There's no page that goes entirely frames. They all bust out of the frames at one point. Cool. And the shot of the shot of Wolverine, and then the bottom is like a montage, whatever drawing montage is of him whacking everybody. And there it is. You wanted it, you got it.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it?
Look at that, man. That is Frank Miller started that type of composition. I love that.
Oh, there it is.
In fact,
Snicked.
Yeah, baby.
So that's a great picture of Wolverine.
And look at that, man. And a good comic artist and writer collaboration, that's totally presenting him as he should, as the Clint Eastwood that comes in and goes, your friend shouldn't have armed himself. He should have armed himself if he was going to use my friend as a decoration. Snicks, we're killing everybody, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited, and then apparently this will affect all the X titles going on right now at Marvel, and I haven't read this stuff in forever. I think I shared after we went to WonderCon, and I bought Doomsday Clock because it took years for all of these to finally come out and become a graphic novel, and then Adam bought me Kingdom Come because I've never read it.
It's the greatest comic of all time.
I haven't read them yet, though. So I decided to pile this on top. Now I have all this to watch. Read.
Hey, Paul, I'm with you. I buy comics, but I do not read them. And it's not on purpose. It's just that I've just gotten out of the habit of reading comics, and I do other things. But I love going into comic shops. And once I'm in there, I have to support the comic shop. So I just have to show you. This is the last time I went. Now, this is now months ago. The last time I went to, or maybe a year ago, last time I went to a comic book shop, I still haven't read any of these. But I took them on my last vacation, and I took them on this vacation, and they are beat to shit. I mean, they are like.
You didn't want to resell them, did you?
Oh, nah, I'm not going to do that anyway. But it's just so funny. These keep getting shoved in bags and bent and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
There's but I'd be happy to talk about comics because
Paul's on strike.
As far as you know.
But I'm the one that looks like I'm on strike.
Oh, is that in Vegas too? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Empty.
Wow.
Everybody in the Rio is in the other tower. And the first couple times, and it was probably closed off the very first time, maybe the first two times, was the second tower, which is called the Masquerade Tower. And I never even knew it was here until the last time where it finally opened again. And then what's cool is in this tower, there are no gaming tables. So everybody's out by the gaming tables. So when the casino is full, the Ipanema Tower is where everybody's at. And you walk through, and I used to stay in the Ipanema Tower, and you walk through, and it's, it's classic, casino, people everywhere. People, women dress in the Rio, they dress like the traditional dress of the Rio stripper. And but there's little stages where people are dancing, and they put on a show as you walk through the whole thing. And you'd never guess that there's this wonderfully, that's been closed since quarantine, I heard as well. I heard legend, and I love a good buffet. I'm going to go find a buffet at some point during this trip. But the great thing about the Masquerade Tower is, and again, I'm taking this photo's, probably a Monday at, midnight or something like that. But I just love that there's like this quiet place. And I went to this, and these bars were never open. I had this bar entirely to myself.
I'm sure they're not happy about it, but yeah.
I'm sure.
Show that other photo for a second, the one you just showed, the empty plate. See, now what you may not know, years ago, what they did with the tracks running along the top of the roof there? See those tracks kind of
I don't know what that
coming in from the sides and going center. They used to have something there called Masquerade in the Sky, and it was like a Mardi Gras parade, but instead of running on the floor, it ran on these tracks. They'd have floats hanging from the ceiling, throwing you beads and playing music and having dancers on them. It was incredible, but the Rio is a shadow of its former self, unfortunately.
It's being completely renovated. So
Good.
I think, once they get it renovated, I mean, all you got to do is put gaming tables in the Masquerade Tower, and this will be full of people. Because the bar is really nice. The Masquerade Bar, where I showed you all the Star Trek people. Let's see, the Masquerade Bar. And again, there's certain times, I'm here working, so I can pick my time to go to the Masquerade Bar. But this bar is, it's unlike the other bar in the Ipanema Tower, which is just full of people. This is one where you can come just have a drink or two. It's such a pretty little bar, but packed with Star Trek people during the convention. But
let me address a few things here in the chat, and then I got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's get that.
Turns out Cam was at Sondheim at the Bowl. My girlfriend is into Sondheim more than rock concerts, so she bought tickets to that, and I went with her. But speaking of rock concerts, looks like you also went to see Tears for Fears. I saw them last year at the Forum, so I held off this time. One of my favorite bands. That was my third concert of theirs. I think they're grossly underrated, even though they have massive hits, because deep cuts on their album are incredible, but not a lot of people have heard them.
And they're good.
And the update on the Foreigner, is that show's the 21st. Then I may not be on the next couple of shows, so you may get a very delayed response to my to how that went down. But I can't wait at the 5 Point Amphitheater, August 21st. Let's see. And what concerts and screenings are you excited about? Well, I have tickets. My first week of December is going to be amazing. Monday, Springsteen at the Forum. Saturday, U2 at the Sphere in Vegas. That's going to be nuts. And
wait, you're here?
Very excited about that.
You're here Tuesday? You're here Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay.
December 4th.
December.
Yeah, December 4th. And then Vegas. First week of December. It's going to be bonkers. And just how I want it. Man, that Sphere show. Apparently that venue is incredible.
I don't know where it is. Why can't I see it? I haven't seen.
If you go to Vegas, you'll see it. It's the biggest. If you've been to the Burbank Airport, you know that dome that's out there now? That's them building the lighting that they then transferred and projection and all that stuff. They then transferred to Vegas for this venue. It's a huge sphere with raked seating, and the entire ceiling, I guess, is a giant LED screen where they're going to project stuff while the band plays. And U2 is the first band to play in there.
It's made for you too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be like Zoo TV on crack.
So that's that big eyeball, right? That I've seen photos of.
Yeah,
in Vegas.
They project a number of different things on the exterior of the sphere as well.
Yeah.
So, and then it looks like her big birthday is in a month in Pinecrest. I was just up in the Sierras. I have yet to make it to Pinecrest, Strawberry Dardanelles. I'd like to get all up in there. But
Strawberry Dardanelles. Now, is that your favorite band of 1969, or is that your favorite album from?
I mean, of the bands that played Woodstock. I mean,
the Strawberry Dardanelles.
The Who, the Jimmy, and then I think the Strawberry Dardanelles. All right.
This is bizarre. God damn, this is bizarre.
Yes, Adam did explain why he's in Vegas as a whole. Go back and catch that out. Gabriel's coming here. Yep, I can't remember when. I did see him in 1994. So I don't have to, if I miss him, that's fine as the tickets start to load up.
Wait. Hoping to catch Peter Gabriel?
Yeah.
In concert?
Yeah. He's touring.
He's alive?
He's alive. It's William Friedkin who died.
Oh. I swore Peter Gabriel died.
No, Peter Gabriel? No, he's
thank God.
Bit loony, but
well,
he was a bit loony when he played with Genesis. So
yeah.
All right, I think that's all we got. You let me know next week if you can make it again, Adam, depending on your schedule. I'm around, and
yeah, maybe we'll have time to plan a show.
No, let's not do that. But we can show up here and do whatever this was again.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
I got nothing, Paul.
1, 2, 3.
Look, out on the road. It's a car. It's a Fiesta.
It's Wonder Car, Ford Fiesta from Germany, with front-wheel drive and Michelin steel-belted radials for sure-footed traction. Fiesta, Wonder Car, with responsive acceleration that's quick to the rescue. Fiesta, Wonder Car, ready to go long distances on a gallon of gas. Wonder Car, disguised as a Fiesta.
I like it, Clark.
So do I, Lois, at your Ford dealer.
Sir, your cape is showing.
This is bizarre. God damn, this is bizarre.